Hey guys, so I have a little update on how my marriage is going. It's gone to shit, honestly. I can honestly say that. So, I logged off of Snapchat since yesterday or maybe Friday night. And I'm still not the greatest right now. I'm still not in the greatest of mood. I'm still struggling mentally, really. Not so much physically. And, but yeah, my marriage has gone down to shit. It's pretty bad right now. Austin and I are in a really tough spot with our marriage. So we pretty much got into it because I also haven't been on because of my mental health. Excuse me. I had heartburn. So pretty much he was in a mental hospital last week. He was in there for about a couple days. And he said that he would call me every day, which he has. The first night he called me at 4:19 in the morning. I was dead asleep. I was only on like an hour and a half of sleep at that point because I fell asleep at like 2:30-ish. Everything was fine, and then he started pissing me off, and you know how that goes. The same shit every fucking time. Let me tell ya. And then the day after, we talked. We were fine a little bit, and he was trying to get into my business again. And even though he's my husband, I hate it when he gets into my business. I hate it when anybody gets into my business. Even my own family, I hate it. And then the day after that, he called me before he was getting released. And we were talking, everything was fine. And then up until like maybe 10 minutes into our conversation, we started getting into it again. And pretty much he was telling me that I need to say something and blah, blah, blah. And I was already getting irritated, and pretty much he was saying, accusing you makes you talk more. Like, are you freaking serious right now? You're accusing me of shit that I don't even know about? Really? Because quite frankly, I do not remember what he was accusing me about. And then I started raising my voice. And then shit went down. And he really pissed me off. That honestly was the last time I talked to him on the phone. I have not talked to him on the phone since. He hasn't tried calling me or anything, and I'm honestly surprised. Because usually he'll call me at the most random of times. He's always done that. Whether I'm at work or whether I'm asleep. He always calls me at a random time. Because if you text me and I don't answer after a certain amount of time, he will flat out call me. He'll call me on Skype. He'll call me on Facebook Messenger. And on some occasions, Snapchat. But I don't answer Snapchat calls. I never do. I've had my Snapchat since 2016. So I've had my Snapchat for about 4 years almost, I believe. But, yeah, he started accusing me of shit that I don't even, like I said, I don't remember what the hell it was about. And then we started getting into it, started raising our voices, and then he just flat out hung up on me. And I said under my breath, fuck you. And that was the last thing I said about him. He's been treating me really poorly. Like, maybe about 2 days after he got released, or maybe even a day. He was at the bar again. And I had to be up early on Friday for my hair appointment. As you can see, my hair is a little bit darker now, but it's still purple. It's just you can't really see the purple in my dim light right now. because I only have my lamp on. It's literally the only light I ever have on anymore. Whenever I'm staying up late, or I just pretty much lay in bed until I eventually pass out. And we really haven't talked since. Like, he hardly talked to me at all today. I didn't hear from him until like 9, like a little past 9, maybe about 20 after 9. And we've only exchanged 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only exchanged 6 messages. And that's it. Usually, we exchange more than that. But since with my mental state the way it is right now, I don't feel like talking to anybody. I haven't been messaging anybody. It's that bad. I hate it being this bad. I haven't been this bad for years. It's been years since I felt this way. And it's very hard for me to get this way, honestly. But as far as my marriage goes, it's sucking really bad. It's down the hole. And I'm to the point where I just don't know what to do anymore, honestly. He's treating me so poorly and not taking any of my concerns into consideration. Hell, I even wrote a paper on telling him how I feel. And this is not all of it. I also have more than half of this page. And I'm going to read it off to you. See what, honestly, if it's a good idea for me to say it or not. But honestly, and a lot of things that I wrote on this paper is pretty accurate. So I'm going to read it. And yeah, so reading it off and then see where it goes from there. Okay, so it says, I don't know what to do anymore. You make it seem like my feelings don't matter. Like my input doesn't matter. Like nothing I say matters. It feels like I don't even know you anymore. I know I can't control what you do, but you could at least take my concerns into consideration. You don't realize you're hurting me. Your actions speak louder than your words do. You're putting me through pain that I don't need to endure. Haven't I suffered enough? It feels like I can't breathe, like I'm being suffocated by your words and actions. I can't take more of this. Pretty much a smack in the face and telling me to hold my tongue. I've done so much for you, but you don't reciprocate that. You're going down a path I'm unable to follow. I try to be there for you, but you continuously push me away. I try to tell you how I'm feeling, but I can never catch the right words. But then you end up making it all about you. Never about me, because I choose to stay silent and let you talk. You tell me to talk about something, and then I say I don't know, and then you make accusations to get me to talk. Why do you do that? If you accuse me of something, I raise my voice, and then a fight breaks out. In some cases, we hang up on each other. You have a bad tendency to interrupt me, especially if I'm in the middle of a sentence. It feels like I have a knife in my back that I'm unable to pull out, continuously holding me back. You lost my trust. The only way to gain it back is to prove to me that you actually put in effort in our marriage, and not make me do all the work. I want you to prove me wrong, and show me you're in it for the long haul. You promised me you'd keep yourself open to me, let me into everything, and that we won't hide anything from each other. You say you're putting in more effort in this relationship, but you're not helping yourself in situations I can't help you with, because I don't know how to help you. Even though I try so hard, I want you to let me in. Then I'll open up to you as well. I know I don't have all the answers, but I'm more than willing to listen to the issue and help you resolve it. You just need to see how hurt I feel. You become too blind to even notice how much pain I'm in. That's why I keep to myself this time around. How else do you want me to respond? I only lose my temper because you continuously push my buttons to the point where I go berserk. There are days after a fight, you just shake it off like it never happened. Me, on the other hand, it takes me a little bit longer to even let it go. Our fights seem to get more severe each time it starts up, to the point where we go to bed angry. I feel offended when you don't respect what I wish, and then I blow up at you, and then a fight starts. I know I have no control over you, but it's the things that you do to trigger the anger in me. But I guess I gotta let you do what you want because you're 21 and don't have to listen to anyone. So be it. I'm done all I could just to prevent you from doing something stupid. I cried so many tears over you because I'm constantly worrying about you left and right. I can't cry anymore. I have no more left in me. Yeah, pretty much that's what's been going on. Austin's not taking any consideration in my feelings, and he's doing the complete opposite. Like, I even told him, take a break. Let yourself recover for a couple days. Or even just take the weekend off to recover and work on yourself. Not going out to the bar with your friends. And he's like, babe, I don't get drunk. And I'm like, that doesn't fucking matter, dude. I care about your well-being. I want you to be safe. I don't want you to be stupid. But clearly, I can't tell him anything. So pretty much at this point, I've kept my mouth shut. And then he gets mad at me because I don't open up. I'm like, you're the reason why I can't. You're not letting me. You interrupt me when I'm talking, and if I'm in the middle of a sentence, or if I'm literally saying something to him, he will interrupt you and not give a shit about it. That's the thing I've been dealing with for months now. Pretty much ever since we got married. The progression of our marriage falling apart didn't start until maybe about 3 months into our marriage. Which, it's sad. I know everybody tells me the first year is going to be the hardest. I already knew that. I knew it was going to be hard. But then having me and Austin constantly fight over even the littlest of shit, we would fight. And it gets to the point where I just either get too pissed off and I just hang up on him. Because I remember one time when we were on the phone together I think it was on Skype, we were already on the phone for like maybe an hour or so. After I hung up on him, he blew my phone up. Not even 3 minutes later, he blew my phone up. He kept trying to call me back over and over and over and over again. But did I answer? No. I didn't want to talk to him. He pissed me off. And then he started blowing up my Snapchat, because that's usually our main way of texting. And he said, what's wrong? And I'm like, you pissed me off. He's like, what did I do? I'm like, first of all, you're on your video games way too much. That's influenced a lot. Because if he's not on his video games, he's out drinking with his friends. And not even considering how I might feel. I wish I could just pop into his head and say, you know, maybe my wife has a problem with that. Maybe I should cut back on how much I go out. And he's supposed to be saving money, too, for him to come home. Seriously, he wants to come home so fucking bad. But yet, he's not helping our marriage. He's not helping to fix it. I'm stuck doing all the work. And he's like, I put in the most effort in this relationship and blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, no, you don't. You put jack shit effort into our marriage. And that's what causes us to fight constantly. I mean, we fight at least maybe 2 or 3 days a week. 2 or 3 times a week. Because we've been fighting a lot more often ever since he got out of the hospital. He's triggering... Oh, crap, my hair's not... not cooperating with me right now, but it's fine. Shoot, what was I saying? Fudge. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So pretty much he's not putting forth effort. And believe me, I've told him so many times, I'm like, you need to do a little bit more for our marriage. You're not helping. Like I said, he says that he puts the most effort in our relationship because we've been together for 2 years and 7 months. And we've only been married for 8. And it's bad enough. We're a little over the 8th month of being married. And we're extremely, what the hell? I can't talk today, I'm sorry. We're just suffering so much. Honestly, I really think we should have waited to get married. I mean, yeah, he proposed to me at the right time, but we should have at least waited until he gets out. Then I wouldn't have to deal with all this bullshit. Because if he kept pissing me off, the ring would have been off by now. I would have just thrown it back in his face and be like, nope, done, out, I'm done with you. You've been pissing me off for the last time. I mean, yeah, I can still do that if I wanted to. Like, I could if I wanted to, but then having to go through all the stress with the divorce papers. And I just don't know what to do right now. Like, our marriage is going down to shit, and he's not doing anything to help it. As a matter of fact, he's making it a shit ton worse. He's not helping this marriage whatsoever. And no, he's not putting in the most effort. I am. I'm the one busting my ass every single day. He doesn't communicate with me as much anymore. Hell, like I said, we didn't even really talk today at all. And we've only exchanged 6 messages. He doesn't consider my feelings. He says that he pretty much thinks my input doesn't matter. That my feelings don't matter. None. Absolutely none. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. I know I said this, so many times. I've said this way too many times. I should just say I'm done and leave it at that. And I honestly probably should end it from here. But I'm going to give him an ultimatum. Either cut back drinking or rather be with me. Because it seems like drinking or video games are more important than his own wife. That's how I see it. Because, hell, I have an Xbox, but do I play on it much? No, I don't. I only play on it maybe once every other week. That's it. Other than that, I hardly play it at all. And then he bitches at me for playing Xbox when we're on the phone. And then he plays his video games while I'm on the phone with him. Like, you bitch at me for being on my Xbox one fucking time. But yet, every time we're on the phone, you're always on your video games. What does that have to freaking explain? And honestly, he can't back that story up. Flat out. He can't back it up. He's making this marriage super difficult more than it has to be. Being a military spouse is hard, yes. Been there, done that. But honestly, I just don't know what to say about this anymore. It's gotten to the point where it's so bad that I've been cutting people off completely. And I'm about to cut him off. That or not talk to him for a couple days. And see how he likes it. Because that's pretty much how he's been with me. And he's been trying to start streaks back up on Snapchat. We had like 110. And then him going to the hospital fucked it up. He's done that twice now. I'm not starting it back up with him. I'm just going to keep the streaks that I already have. I've lost streaks way too many times. Because people can't fucking keep track of them. I'm gonna, whenever I hear from Austin again, and he asks me if I want to do streaks with him again, and I'll say no, I don't. And he'll be like, why? And I said, because this is the second time you've done this. Not even giving me a 2 days heads up. That say, hey, I'm going to the hospital tomorrow, so we might lose streaks. I would have understood that. But he has to tell me the day of it happens. I don't know anymore, dude. I really don't. He's pretty much killing me. Because if I say that work me and him are done, excuse me, I swear to God, he will be beside himself. And he'll lose it. And I'm like, if you don't want to lose me, then change your act. Because I've dealt with this bullshit for way too long. He didn't get bad until he got to Japan. And now with this stupid coronavirus going around, I had to cancel my plans to fly over there. My parents didn't want me risking it. And honestly, I'm fucking glad they did. I'm so fucking glad, because honestly, Austin deserves a smack to the face. And he's gonna get it from me. Now, don't take me wrong. I'm not abusive. I'm not physically abusive. I never have, never will. But all he needs is a smack to the face. One time. And hopefully that'll get him to realize he'll be like, oh shit. Maybe if I stop doing the things I do, I won't lose my wife. Duh. I don't drink. I don't do anything I don't do the shit that he does. I just don't know anymore. Like, seriously, he needs a smack to the face. Maybe knock some sense into him. Because clearly I can't do it over the phone. He won't listen to me. So, pretty much give him a taste of his own medicine. I'm not going to talk to him for the next 2 days. And I know if he messages me, I'll probably end up caving in. But not this time. I am not caving in this time. No freaking way. I'm not going to. He's pretty much making me lose feelings. Honestly, I'm starting to lose feelings for him. Because of the way he's been treating me. Pretty much treating me like I'm collateral, really. Treating me like I'm a piece of garbage that could be thrown away at any time. That is the issue. I don't know why marriage has to be hard, especially the first year. It's not always hard for everybody, but it is extremely hard for Austin and I. It is super difficult to keep up with. Especially since I don't know what his antics are anymore. He's acting childish. And when I pointed it out on his drinking the other day, on Friday, which was yesterday, I believe. No. It's 12:32, so technically it was Friday morning, and Friday night for him. And pretty much, he sent me videos. He does this all the time. Whenever he's at the bar, he always sends me videos of him being at the bar. And he always has a drink in his hand. And I sent him a selfie, looking away from the camera. And he said, that's cute. And I said, thanks. And he's like, what's wrong? Is it because I'm at the bar? And I said, yeah. It's pretty clear by now. And he's like, you don't need to keep getting concerned over this. I'm 21. I can pretty much do whatever I want. And that was when I snapped. He pulled the I'm 21 card. Yeah, 21 or not, but he needs to act like a fucking adult. He is acting like a child. Pretty much he's like a child that I had to look after. I'm not doing that. He's not my child. Just like I'm not his. He's my husband. I'm his wife. And he's making this super difficult on me just to get a rise out of me. And he knows I won't end up losing my freaking temper. I mean, I feel like I might have some sort of bipolar, I believe. But I've never been diagnosed. But I feel like I have some bipolar in me. But yeah. I think it's some bipolar and something else, probably. And he knows that I lose my temper very, very easily. There's never been a time that I have not lost my temper on my own. He causes me to lose my temper when he pushes my buttons. And he will push my buttons way too far. He gets to that point where he actually has a thrill of pissing me off. And then I'm pretty sure his roommate says, do you always get a rise of pissing your wife off? And he's like, I'm just doing an educated guess, really. He was like, no. I was like, why do you do it then? That's at least what I would do. And I would just be like, whenever I talk to him again, I'll say, do you enjoy getting a rise out of me? I'll be like, what do you mean? I'm like, every time we're on the phone, you do something to try to get a rise out of me. I know you probably don't intend it, but you always do something to make me lose my temper. Like, you have a temper issue. I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock. I've always had a fucking temper control issue. I have trouble controlling my temper. It's always been that way since I was very young. And I flip out on the stupidest of shit, honestly. But now, I'm at my mark right now. I'm just not dealing with it anymore. I'm completely done. And I know I've said that a lot in a lot of my videos. But this time, I mean it. I absolutely freaking mean it. I'm not going to take this shit anymore. I'm not going to take this mistreatment. And I'm not going to be treated like I'm just like a, what's the word? Like a piece of garbage, basically. I'm not going to have him toss me around and, like, one day I know he will get tired of me. And get tired of me losing my temper. But I'm not listen to me. I'm not the only one who has issues. He does too. I think his issues are worse than mine at this point. And then he thinks that I'm trying to compete with it. No, I'm not trying to compete my depression or my anxiety with anything. My anxiety and my depression happen on their own. I have no control over it after it starts. And I've been in a major depression for freaking 4 days. And I haven't been wanting to get out of bed lately. I haven't. And I have to be up by 7 to take my sister to work, but I'm still awake because I cannot sleep. My depression and my anxiety keeps me up at night. Every night. So, yeah. Pretty much all this is ever going to be is annoyance. Is the best word I can think of. Because Austin is good at annoying the hell out of me. He somehow tries to get a rise out of me, whether he realizes it or not. He always ends up getting a rise out of me. So, but right now, like I said, I'm not going to really talk to him for the next couple days. I need to take some time to myself, and besides, I have to work tomorrow and Tuesday, and I believe Wednesday, I'm not sure. But I'm going to conclude my video from here, because I'm probably going to have to head to bed soon if I decide to go to bed, which probably I won't. I probably won't fall asleep until about 2. And then I can after I drop my sister off, I can have another freaking 4 hours of sleep. I'll probably end up waking up at 11:30-ish to get a little bit more sleep, and then pick my sister up and then bring her back at 2. And I can get another extra hour of sleep from there. So, like I said, I'm going to conclude my video for the night. And I'll see how far my marriage goes and see what I actually decide. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.